You're screwing me up.
No, my bad.
Welcome back to Between the Takes. I am here with Brian Ulrich. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves real quick, just to everybody. Tell them who you are. Tell them what you do.
My name is Brian Ulrich. I make music and I play guitar.
My name's Will. I make music and I play guitar.
Just Will.
Just Will.
Just Will.
That's all it is.
William.
Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for coming on. So this is actually like perfect timing with it coming out, because you were saying that you have your original music. It's not out yet, but by the time this comes out, it will have been out. It's coming out January 31st, you said.
Correct.
How much of a project is coming out with that?
That's a 4-song project, actually produced by yours truly, just Will over here. Will Carroll Music, actually. I'll give him a plug. But yeah, it's 4 songs, and I've been working on it for about a year. And it's been a trip, because these are the first 4 songs I've recorded that are my own and that I've had for years, and I just wanted to get it released. So I thought it'd be a great time to do it, and why not now than any other time?
Yeah. What are the 4 songs? So it's the 2 songs on the Futon Sessions, and 2 more. So it's Casey. I can't even remember.
I'm gonna wait for you. You got this. It's about a
stripper pole.
It's more about the
what
stripper
else do you
than
call
the pole.
I'm in love with a stripper.
I'm in love
It's called
with the
Tease.
stripper.
So Tease is on that. There's another song called Take It In, and then there's one called Place to Call Home. They're actually a little different from each other. Like, a lot of these songs are very different from each other. But it's more of me just being like, these are songs that I like a lot, and I want to release them. So it's less about a project and more about songs that I think like would be good for recording purposes.
And I feel like that's what recording should be, especially if you're just a solo artist just trying to have fun. Like, put out songs that you like and you think are enjoyable.
Right. And that's definitely how, like, my idea around the whole thing is like, let's just get your favorite songs that you've wrote and get them recorded. And then I met Will, and then he worked on an EP for our band, Mid-Sentence. And then after that, I asked him if he wanted to help me record some of my own stuff, and he was like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice. How did you guys meet for your band?
So I've known the drummer, shout out Ian Stutzman,
Let's go.
for like well over a decade. We played baseball together when we were kids.
Hey.
Good guy.
Went to the same middle school and everything, and we both turned out to be musicians later in life. And he hit me up, I guess it must have been like a little over 2 years ago now, and was like, hey, I'm in this band. We want to do an EP. I know you've like dabbled in recording and stuff, so would you mind helping us out? I said,
when
yeah,
he talked
of
to
course.
me about you, he was literally just like, yeah, I played baseball with this kid who plays guitar. And I was like, sick, dude. Like, what does that mean? And then he was like, no, like, you gotta listen to him. And then when we met and he started playing with us,
You
I
were
was
like,
like,
this guy sucks.
No, I was like, this guy's great, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's awesome. You want to plug your studio real quick? Where are you based for all that?
I am in Berwyn, PA, just running out of my basement. Again, you can find me on Instagram at Will Carroll Music, Carroll. That's my middle name, not my last name.
We're not releasing the last name.
No, last name stays mysterious.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can find me there. I haven't put out any of my own stuff yet, but I've had the great pleasure of working with artists like Brian and putting out stuff from behind the scenes. So that's been a very fun experience.
Absolutely.
I'll try and link everything for both of you in the description as well. So anything you guys want to find should be able to find off of the description in the video. With your music, so we got a taste of what it is with like the acoustic styles. What are the actual songs like on the recordings?
So the acoustic style of Casey, the one we did today, is very different from what the recording is. It has definitely more of like an R&B feel.
Ooh.
There is an acoustic guitar in it, but it's very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the rhythm is done by an electric guitar. And it's very like bass driven, very drums driven. And the other song, Tease, that song is very almost exactly the same of what we did today, but just like in a more studio vibe kind of sound to it. Of
course.
Yeah. And that song I like a lot. Casey I like a lot too. We've actually gone back and forth on Casey so much with the recording process. It's kind of been hell, but Will still likes me, I think. It's all right.
I mean, he's here. You dragged him out to this
Yeah,
from Berwyn.
yeah, absolutely.
From Berwyn.
Absolutely. He's parked at my house right now.
That's so funny. But yeah, it's the songs turned out great. I'm excited to actually hear the recorded versions. I always love getting familiar with the Futon Session version. That's the one that I just know in and out. And then I hear the artist's actual versions of the songs, and it can be so extremely different. The one band that was on Mars Council, they actually talked about how they have a song, Honey Tea. It was the first song they ever released. The way they did it on the Futon Session was 1,000 times different because the band went from just the electric and the acoustic singer to full band. They added bass and drums, and the whole sound of the song changed. So just the compare and contrast between the two is amazing. So I love hearing those differences that just a live version can give.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to do that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Because that's the spice of life right there.
yeah.
If I was to literally just take the song Casey from the recording in the studio and put it into what we did today, like it would have sounded, I don't think, nearly as good. Like it would sound very like bland.
Yeah.
Because there's only in that song or in the recording, there's like tons of tracks going on. And then what we had 2 instruments and 2 vocals. So we had to work with what we had.
Yeah.
But hell yeah.
You guys adapted it very, very well, I think.
Thank you.
Granted, I haven't heard the others, but I think it was adapted very well.
Yeah.
They sounded full. They sounded not produced, but they sounded like you guys had thought them out really well. In preparation for this, did you guys like actually meet and go over this a bunch of times? It sounded like you were very rehearsed.
We met today. We met today. We'll had something going on Saturday, but yeah, we were supposed to meet on Saturday, go over it, but it didn't work out. So we met today, maybe 3 hours before this. Honestly, he knows the song so well that it was just fine. Like he just picked up the guitar and we already knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
So
I see these songs in my nightmares, dude.
That's how it is, like being the recording engineer / producer for some songs.
No, I love these songs. I love these songs so much.
That is the benefit of having like a guitar player who is the recording engineer, or just any musician who does that stuff, especially joining you for something like this. They have parts that they've probably thought of in their head. I know listening to some people's songs that I work on, I'm like, I want it to have this, but it doesn't. And if I ever help them with that song, I would add those pieces in.
absolutely.
Yeah. Because you need a unique take whenever you do something like this. Because like you said, otherwise it's just going to sound bland. Like, why do the exact same thing?
Yeah, right. I think all good artists do something different with their songs when they strip it down or they like do something interesting with it.
Yeah.
So, have fun.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
So you're saying the one song had a lot of R&B vibes, Casey did. And since you're such a new artist, like how would you describe your sound? Like genre-wise?
I would say R&B. Did you say that singer-songwriter R&B vibes?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
I'd say
I
that.
mean, like, whatever Brian does is very unique to Brian. Obviously, Brian has a very unique voice, and he has a very unique way of writing songs. So it just sounds, to me, it just sounds like something that Brian wrote. But very R&B influenced for sure. A lot of interesting guitar voicings when you really dig into the recordings, and it's all cool stuff.
That's cool. What would you say like a lot of your own writing inspirations are? Like who do you feel influences you a lot?
John Mayer. For sure a little bit of John Mayer. I have such a wide range of influences, man. It's more of just like finding something that you think sounds good in the moment. Like when I'm writing, I'm not thinking of anyone in particular. I'm just trying to play guitar, and then if you catch something a lot of times when you're just messing around or you're playing with something, you're like, this could be something. And then when you turn it into something, you realize it's like, is this me? Is this not me? And I think that is the difference between putting out like an EP and putting out a full project of like, I'm going to have a certain idea going into this and we're going to build a whole album around this. And then the EP is more just like, these are songs that I like and I'm going to record. So we're going to do it that way. So that is definitely the vein of where my music, I guess, comes from, is like R&B singer-songwriter, but definitely has some different flavors in there for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm always curious to ask things like that because I like seeing where people pull their ideas from, because I've had someone who's an R&B artist and they got a lot of influences from like completely different genres. And so it's always fun to see where people pull from, because saying that you pull from John Mayer, that could be in itself, that could be like 20 different genres because
Yeah.
he's so multi-genre
Yeah,
in his
absolutely.
stylings. Yeah, no, that's cool. When I like what you said about like, does this sound like me? Because some people, when they write songs, if it sounds good, they just do it. They don't think about whether or not it works for them as an artist. How do you kind of like pick that out for yourself?
Usually, honestly, the main thing is like if I'm writing something, I like the way my own voice sounds on it, then that's what does it for me. Sometimes you write something and you realize like this song is not for me. Like this song is for somebody else that I probably know, but you just kind of feel it out, see how you feel. You record it on your phone after you do it. You're like, wow, that sucked. And then you're like, I'd never show that to anyone again. And then you move on. And then you get something good every once in a while.
I liked what you said about sometimes it's for someone you know, sometimes it's just for someone else. Because some people can be really selfish with their music, and it's like, if I write the song, but it doesn't sound good for me, no one else gets to use it.
Right.
I love the idea of writing a song, and if it doesn't work for you, letting someone else take it, because that song is supposed to live, it's supposed to exist, and sometimes it's just not you that gives it life.
Yeah. I think the downfall is people who I want to take it are like John Mayer or I don't know, Sting or something. I'll be like, he would sound great on this.
That's funny. So with not much out, have you been doing any live shows to kind of lead up to the release?
No live. So I play with the band. That's my main thing.
Right.
And a lot of this is actually I like want people, if they like this music, to like go check out my band, because that's more of like where my focus is. And I think it's just like where the great stuff that I think is great is like written is with that band. So that's like for sure.
What is it you play for the band?
I play rhythm guitar and I sing as well. I'm the lead singer.
Nice.
Lead singer in my band, dude.
Check out
jealous
mid
and
sentence.
This is what I want to say. With the writing process, I like the idea of the collaborative nature of it. Some people don't like that.
I don't know why I'm catching strays about this, dude.
No, but that's totally
Left and
fine.
right coming at you, man.
I'm not giving you a stray. I know what your preference is. It's more of like, I like the idea of doing it collaboratively because I like hearing other people's ideas out. And if people have to add, stuff to add, I think that's a good thing, because then you can hear songs in a different way. You can hear like a different verse in a different way. You can hear a different chorus in a different way. And it's just usually most of the time it adds flavor. And when he'll play with our band sometimes, and then when he adds some stuff, it's just like, wow, I didn't know it could sound like that. And then you're like, okay, I like this a lot. So it's all good stuff.
That's something that comes up a lot whenever I talk with people about their writing, is the collaborative aspect. Because I've had people who come on and they hate writing with other people and they love writing with other people, because some people have spent their whole life writing by themselves. And so letting someone else take the music to another place than what their head has is a struggle for them, because they're not used to being in that collaborative space.
Right. And yeah, feelings get hurt too. People get annoyed. People are like, oh, you don't like my idea. It's like, what is that? But that's the thing. You gotta leave your ego at the door when you're writing a song, especially with other people.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do. It's like, it sounds easy to do, but like until you have an idea that you think is good and someone's like, that sounds like terrible, then you don't really know how that feels.
Yeah.
And some people don't take it well, man. But it is what it is. You just gotta leave that ego at the door and keep it going.
Yeah. No, that's great advice for anyone doing any sort of songwriting, whether it's with a whole band, with one other person, even just when you ask someone for their opinion and they give it, don't get hurt when they say that something's not good.
Right.
I've done that myself. I'll like come up with a little guitar, like send it to a friend, like, hey, what do you think? And I'm thinking they're about to be like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You're the greatest writer ever. And then they're just like, it's okay. I'm like,
yeah. Music is not objective. It's not objective.
It's not.
Yeah, right. I wish it was like a true or false thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, this is good or this is bad, but different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. That's why some people ask me like, oh, do you like this band? I'm like, I'm sure I can find a song I like by them, but not necessarily all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
I had something and I
Questions.
forgot.
We ripping. The shirt looking good. Got some back sweat. How we doing? Check it out.
They can't smell you, dude.
They can't smell you.
I might leave this part in.
I like that. I like it.
Oh, so we were chatting earlier, and we actually figured out that we had a couple mutual friends. And is that how you heard of me? Was through Joe? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Joe Laprie. He's like, you ever heard of Futon Sessions? I was like, first of all, sounds a little sus.
It does sound sus. I'll give you that.
But then we checked out your videos, and dude, like it's good stuff. It's
Thank
like
you.
legit stuff. That's like when I open my phone and I follow whatever Instagram accounts I follow, and you see what videos they're posting, like you're in the top echelon, brother. Like that's good stuff. You got good camera work, you got good sound. It's just like good lighting, everything.
That's a lot of props to my buddy Raph. Thank you, Raph. You were not here. You left already, but it's fine.
Absolutely.
I owe a lot of this to you, man. Like the camera work, the lighting, like a lot of this is thanks to you and your help, like giving me some guidance on this stuff. So I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love that Joe is one of the most, I guess, selfless promoters. Like he pushes anybody to anybody.
Right.
Like as soon as he knows you, if he knows that you'll like something, he throws his friend in your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. You gotta make connections.
Yeah, he's great.
Introduce people to other people.
I'm excited because his band is going to be on pretty soon. It might even be the one released right after you.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
The band Joe.
The
Here we
band
go.
Joe, half of them named Joe.
Yes.
I told him that their drummer and their bassist are in hot water if they find another guy named Joe.
Yeah. That is funny.
Oh man. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on. Again, make sure you guys check out his release. What's the name of the EP for the project?
It's called Brian Ulrich.
Just Brian Ulrich.
Yeah.
Look it up. Like I said, I'm going to try and push links down below. If you have a link tree, I'll push that. If you have whatever your Spotify and iTunes links are, I'm going to throw them in there as well. I'm going to try and shout out Will Carroll Music,
You remember
his Instagram and everything. I remember this time.
No spaces, no periods.
No
Will
spaces,
Carroll Music.
No periods.
Shouldn't have done that impression.
Bad judgment.
On that note, thank you guys so much. On that note, thank you guys so much again for coming on. Thank you guys for checking this video out. Please be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Check out both videos, Casey and T's. Casey spelled Casey, not Casey.
Let's go.
Check those videos out. Leave a like. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Brian may answer, he may not. Maybe I'll send them to him, maybe I won't. Who knows? But thank you guys again so much for coming on. And until next time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. For all that you see, no.